Welcome to Pattern Progress. So in this video, I'm going to continue my bodice block. In the previous video, I made the back bodice block. So in this video, I am making the front bodice block. So the textbook says the bust line, waistline, and hip line already be taken across, which is 1, 2, 3, my bust, waistline, hip. So it says the CF line goes to the top line or the top edge of the paper if this line is not used. So my point O automatically comes to the front, to the top line, or borderline. So it says measuring from point O down the CF line, mark the following point: 4.5 centimeter for shoulder line, and it says 4 cm for larger sizes. So if you go back to your proportion, your larger sizes starts from bust 96. So from bust 96 downwards, the pattern becomes a large size pattern according to the textbook. So, and I am drafting a pattern for bust 97. So automatically, I'm to use 4 centimeter for large sizes. So I'm going to use 4 centimeter for my shoulder line. So I mark 4 centimeter below my point O at the center and the center front. So this is my shoulder line. And it says 7.5 centimeter for the base of neckline, 8 to 8.5 centimeter in large sizes. So I'm going to use 8.5 centimeter because I am drafting a pattern of bust 97, and automatically it's a large size. So this is my base of the base of my neckline. And it says from the bust line, measure up 4 centimeter for chest line. So the 4 centimeter is fixed for all bust sizes. So for every pattern you make, the chest line is 4 centimeter above the bust line. So the textbook says along the top line from point O, measure the neck width equal to the back neck width. So I'm just going to use my back neck width for my front neck width also, and my back neck width is 7.5. So I'm going to mark 7.5 on my point O. And the textbook says square down to the base of neckline, which I am going to do here. So the textbook says from MP, draw the neckline onto the 7.5 cm line below with the help of a short vertical construction line. From MP, the curve should pass through 8.3 cm from the angle formed by the crossings of these two lines, 3.5 cm in large size. So if you can remember, I'm drafting a pattern for a large size. So from MP, the textbook says square the line onto the 7.5 centimeter line, which I have done here. So I'm going to draw my neck curve, passing 3.5 centimeter from the angle. So this is 3.5, and I'm going to draw my neck curve. So the textbook says on the shoulder line from CF, measure from the CF 16.5 centimeter for all sizes, and through this point rule from MP a provisional shoulder seam, leaving it unfinished 20 to 25 centimeter. So on my shoulder line from CF, I'm going to measure 16.5 centimeter, a fixed proportion for all sizes. And from MP, I'm going to rule my shoulder line, passing through this point, leaving it unfinished. So this is it here. And the textbook says, on the bust line, measure quarter chest measurement from CF. So my quarter chest measurement here is 9.25. So on the bust line, I'm going to measure quarter chest measurement, which is 9.25, the measurement of the figure. And it says through this last point and from 2 cm below it. So I'm going to add 2 cm below my bust line, which is 2 cm. And it says rule a vertical construction line parallel to CF up to the shoulder. So I'm going to rule the line. From here, measure 2 cm to the left. So from this point, I'm going to measure 2 cm to the left. from this last point, through the inner line of the shoulder dart down to 2 cm below the bust line. So I'm going to connect this 2 cm to the left down to this 2 cm below the bust. So it says measure and mark the size of the dart, that is 7.5 centimeter. So the size of the dart for the textbook measurement is 7.5 centimeter, but the size of my dart is 8 centimeter. So I'm going to mark my dart from this 2 cm line along my shoulder line. So I'm going to mark 8 centimeter for my dart. And it says complete the dart by ruling the outer line to join the inner line 2 centimeter below the bust line. So I'm going to connect it to the 2 centimeter below my bust line. So this is my dart here. Like this. This is my dart. So the textbook says now complete the shoulder seam by measuring from MP the shoulder length of 12.5 centimeter, a measurement, that is the measurement of the figure plus the dart depth. Mark the front SP. So the shoulder measurement I have here is 13 centimeter, not 12 centimeter of the textbook measurement, and my dart depth is 8 centimeter. So I'm going to add my 13 centimeter plus 8 centimeter, that is 21 centimeter. So along this my provisional shoulder line, I'm going to mark 21 centimeter from NP. Mark 21 centimeter and label that point SP, shoulder point. So it says on the chest line from CF, measure half chest width 19 centimeter. This is the textbook measurement, but my chest width, half of it is 18.5 centimeter. Missing out the dart and mark the chest point CHP. So here, the textbook says on the chest line, mark half chest width. Half of my chest width is 18.5, and the textbook says missing out the dart. So what I do is, I'm going to measure using my tape rule from my center front to my dart, to the inner line of my dart, and use my pencil to mark the tape rule. Then skip the dart and start from the outer line of my dart and measure all the way to 19. I'm going to repeat the procedure again. I'm going to measure from CF to the outer line of, to the inner line of my dart, and use my pencil to mark that measurement on my tape rule and skip. Then bring it back to the outer line of my dart and measure all the way to 19. So this is my chest point, which is CHP. And the textbook says rule a line between SP and CHP and drop a short perpendicular onto the bust line as a guide for drawing the armhole. So I'm going to rule a line between SP and CHP, and then drop a straight line from my chest point to my bust line. So the textbook says measure from CF along the bust line the bust width of the front, which is the difference between the total bust width of the pattern, that is half bust plus 5, and the bust width already obtained from the back, or the back along the bust line. Mark the front up at 51 minus 23. So this is the measurement for the textbook. So to get my underhand point for the front, the textbook says half bust width plus 5. So 48.5 plus 5. The 5 is fixed for all bust sizes. So I have 53.5. So the textbook says I'm to measure my bust line at the back from here, from my center back, all the way to my underhand point at the back. So I have 26.5. So I'm going to subtract it from my 53.5. So I have 27. So on my bust line, along my center, from my center front, I'm going to mark 27 centimeter. So what I did was half of my bust is 48.5 plus 5 centimeter, which is fixed for all bust sizes. I have 53.5. So I measured from here, from my center back on my bust line to my underarm point. I had 26.5. So I subtracted 26.5 from 53.5. I have 27. So on my bust line at the center front, I am going to measure 27 and mark my underarm point UP. So the textbook says, draw the armhole covering it 1 cm from the straight line SP to CHP. So along shoulder point line to chest point line. I'm going to get the midpoint, which is half of it, and I'm going to take it in by 1 cm because the textbook says curving it 1 cm, and it says hollowing it out well in the lower part. Take the curve through a point 1.5 cm from the angle, and the textbook says the arm will dip slightly before reaching the underarm point. So I'm going to connect 1.5, and I'm going to draw my arm from my shoulder point, passing through my 1 cm to my chest point. Then I continue from my chest point, passing through the 1.5 cm angle, then to my underarm point. And the textbook says the hand will dip slightly before getting to the underarm point. So the textbook says on the hip line, measure quarter hip measurements plus 3 cm, and it says 2.5 cm in some cases. So my quarter hip measurement is 27.5. So if I add 2.5 cm to it, I have 30 cm. So I'm going to mark 30 cm on my hip line and mark there as my hip point. And the textbook says rule the straight underarm seam between UP and HP, which I am going to rule. So like I said when we were doing the back pattern, it's not compulsory, it's straight. It can be slanted depending on the figure. So it says, and then draw the outer shape seam through a point 1.5 cm at the waist. So I'm going to mark 1.5 cm in at the waist and use my curve. To connect it to the hip line and to the underarm. So I'm going to draw my lower waistline, which is 1 cm below my waistline at the center point and 0.5 cm at the side seam. So your lower waistline at the center point, the maximum is 2.5 cm according to the textbook, and at the side seam, the minimum is 0.5 and the maximum is 1 cm. So I'm going to connect it. So I'm going to draw my waist dart, which is my quarter chest measurement. So I'm going to mark my quarter chest measurement here, which is 9.25. So my dart width from my center front is 3 cm. So I'm going to mark 1.5 cm on both sides. And the dart length is 12 cm at the length. And 13 cm at the length. So I'm going to draft my dart length. So I'm going to measure 4 cm below my bust line for true bust line. I'm taking it all the way to my center. 4 cm. All the way to my center. So this is my true bust line. So the lower waistline is my true waistline. So for my shoulder extension, I am going to close I'm going to close my shoulder dart for my shoulder extension. So I'm going to pick the second line, which is my inner line, and place it on the third line here, which is my outer line. Then I'm going to rule a straight line between MP and SP. So my neck point and chest point. And I'm going to trace. So I'm going to open up my pattern and draw out my shoulder extension. So this is all for my bodice block. Thank you for watching. And remember, this bodice block is unshaped. Thank you.